Welcome to the fifth session of Digital Glassbox on digital analytics tools and trends. We have a very special esteemed guest with us, Mr. Avinash Dubey, who has a very rich experience on enabling and working on digital analytics tools across internet industry. Avinash, thank you for joining us. Over to you.
Thank you, Hemant, for welcoming me in this session. So, hi guys. As Hemant mentioned, I have experience on working on digital analytics tools, and I got privilege of working with many industries like media industry, pharmaceutical industry, and e-commerce industries as well. So, whatever we are going to discuss today is my experience working in this particular industry. And the agenda of this particular session will be making you aware about the digital analytics and how we can run the analysis on the data available to us, and various tools that we are using to run the analysis. So these are the three things we will be covering. And by the end of the sessions, who are probably like someone who is very new to the digital analytics industry, probably you have some idea about like from where you can start, what are the tools that you can get leverage on, because most of the digital analytics tools are actually free. So you can just go ahead and start with those tools, and you will have the idea how digital analytics data is giving you the insights about your business. So let's just start with the session. I'll be starting with what is digital analytics. Okay, so in simplest form, in simplest definition of digital analytics, whenever you are processing the data available to you to analyze your business growth. Uh, and when we say business growth, we mostly mean online business. So whether you are running any web, any app, or any mobile website, analyzing the data for those particular platforms is what we call digital analytics. So mostly the process includes the collection of the data, the analysis of the data, interpretation, or say getting insights out of your data, and the visualization. So basically the reporting part as well. Okay, so these are the four components of the or say four processes that we run in the digital analytics field. So when we are saying interpretation of the data, we are mostly talking about the components like how you have acquired your users, when you have acquired them, what are their behavior on your platforms. Again, I'll reiterate it that when I say platform, I mostly mean web and app, right? So analyzing those components, getting the insights for your components of your online business. That's what the digital analytics is, right? Second, let's move ahead and see why we should do this, why we should run the analysis on the data. And the third part we will be covering is how to run the analysis, right? So I'll start with one example, like why you should run the business analysis. So first of all, I mean, the first thing first, definitely it's a good career in terms of, like, it is very hot career right now, because in the today's world, everything is getting digitized. Even a farmer, or say someone who is selling seed on the streets, is actually now building a website and want to analyze like what's working for him or what's not. So that's where the role of digital analytics comes in. So it's definitely a hot career right now. Everyone needs a web analyst or a data analyst or a business analyst. Okay. In my opinion, everything is same, because at the end of the day, when you are working as a web analyst or business analyst or data analyst, you are working on the same piece of information. Like all the three guy, if we talk about these three different designations, all the three guys are working on the same data, and all of them are actually getting the insights out of this particular data, right? So all the fields are, according to me, is same. But yeah, I mean, in reality, those are very different fields. Those have very different career growths. But yeah, I mean, in overall digital analytics field, uh, it's a hot career, as I mentioned. Everyone needs a business analyst, a data analyst, or a web analyst, right? Then second thing, and why we should do this. I mean, definitely it's a hot career, but why any business need it, right? So. Let's start with one of the example. Let's say any one of you have a shop who is selling day-to-day groceries, or say the basic kirana shop we have. Okay, and the guy want to run a online business. He want to shift his business to, not shift, but yeah, he want to run both the things in parallel, the offline business as well as the online business. So what are the pros when he is running an online business, right? So definitely the first point is guts versus data. Whenever, so let's say in his shop, when he is running a kirana shop, he wants to, let's say, add products into his shop. So let's say he is thinking about adding the stationaries into his shop, right? So right now what he will do is he will just go by his assumptions that okay, most of the okay, I have these schools in neighborhood, and those students will come to me and they will purchase the stationaries too. Okay, and I mean, those are the assumptions, those are his gut feeling, right? And he will start doing that. He will just add that particular stationaries into his shop. But in online business, you always make an informed decision whenever you are going to make a change into your business, adding a product, or say changing the ranking of the product, or something like that, right? Whenever you are doing anything to your business, you always make informed decision, right? So you're already aware about your audience, and based on the data, you make an informed decision, and then you make the changes to your business. So that's one of the change in online business, and that's a very good change, because you never, I mean, in your guts feeling, you probably can fail, right? In your informed decisions, there are, I mean, probably the revenue is less as per your expectations. Let's say you have expected X and you got Y. Let's say Y is less than X, so definitely the revenue is less, but you never fail actually, because you have made the decision based on your data, right? The second thing is competitive analysis. In your offline stores, you never know what your competitors are doing. The other shop that is running in your parallel, in your neighborhood, probably their marketing strategy is something different than your shop, right? So you never know what they are doing, why their business is growing more than your business. So you are not aware about it. But in online business, you always know what your competitors are doing, right? So, I mean, probably I'm just taking an example that probably you are targeting your audience on one of the keywords. Say, let's say you're running a e-commerce shoes. Uh, I mean, you are selling a shoes product, men's shoes, probably. Then you are targeting men's shoes. They're probably targeting men's and women's shoes, right? So maybe their targeting is wrong. I mean, they are selling men's shoes, but they are targeting female audience as well. Okay, but those female audience are buying their uh, I mean, buying the shoes, men's shoes, for their spouse, or probably son, or probably someone else, right? So their business is growing more. I mean, both of you have different strategy. Both of you are doing the same thing, investing same amount of money in one of the keyword. But yeah, their business is growing more. And at any point of time you can know, by running the competitive analysis, you can know that they are targeting this particular keyword as well. So you can, at any point of time, if you think that okay, this particular keyword will benefit me, then you can start targeting that particular keyword too, right? So that's what competitive analysis enables for you, right? Then optimized marketing effort. So I gave you the example. You have optimized your marketing effort just by looking at the competitors keyword, right? So that's one of the example. Another example is probably the banners. In your offline banners, you are uh, you make a flag and you are hosting that flag into your market, like in the crowded market. But probably that's not working for you because market is too far from you, and those users or those like crowd who is viewing your flag is not coming to your shop, right? Whereas in online market, you can always run the banner for your targeted audience. So as I mentioned earlier, that you always know what your users interest areas are, right? So you can target only the users who have interest in your product. Probably they are searching it somewhere else, and then you can show them the banner that okay, I am selling this thing too, and I am selling it with the best price, or probably with some discount or anything. I mean, banner can convey any message, right? So those kind of marketing efforts you can run in online business, in after running the digital analysis on your online business, right? Then we have the fourth thing, which seems a con for the online business, because in this particular thing, in your online business, you know no one with their faces, right? It's just a user came to your website, he made a purchase, he did something, he made a purchase, and then he just went off, right? But you never know how that person looks actually, right? So it's basically a con. Whereas in your offline shop, that person comes to your shop, purchase a thing, and you have better chance of making a relationship with him, right? So yeah, that seems like a con for the online business, but in actual, the thing is, as I mentioned earlier, that you always know what are your users' interest areas. In your offline business, when a user is coming to your when a consumer is coming to your shop, you don't know what his interest areas are, right? You only know his face, and you only know what product he asked for, right? You don't know whether he actually looking for some other things too, or probably he is after making a purchase to your shop, he will be going to purchase something else on this other shop. So why can't I have that particular product which this particular user is going to buy in another shop? Why can't I have that particular product in my shop, right? So those kind of things are not available in offline business, but in online business you have those information, what a particular user who came to your website is actually looking outside your website, right? So you have that particular information, and you can target your probably you have that product, right? So I'm just extracting the particular example. I'm just like giving one more scenario to this particular example. Then let's say that particular user asked for pencil. You sell him a pencil in your offline shop. Let's say he also wanted a battery cell, probably, right? Those two things are not related at all, right? So it's just he never asked for battery cell, and he went off from your website, right? But in online shop, you already know that okay, he came to my website to buy a pencil, but he was also looking for battery cells. So I can actually show them whenever he made that purchase. I can show them that I have battery cells too, right? So that they can make the same purchase on my website instead of going somewhere else, right? So these are the things. These are the pros of having an online business. and then definitely reach, like you have reach to the entire world. Instead of by having an offline shop, you only target your neighborhood, but in online business you can target the entire world, right? Is the matter of delivery, right? If you can deliver it in Andaman Nicobar, you can do it, right? You can target the Andaman's audience as well. Okay, now we come to the part like how to run the digital analytics. Okay, so there are two approach. One is easy, one is hard. But it's about the person's point of view. What he find easy, what he find hard. So in my opinion, as I have expertise on tools, the digital analytics tools, having a tool is easy part for me rather than running analysis on tabular data or say log files, right? So I mean, the easy part is I'm actually sharing my experience. So let's say you are collecting a lot of data, right? Then you want to analyze it. You want to run the analysis on it. You want to slice that particular data for a particular behavior, or probably for a particular city or audience. Okay, so you want to slice that particular data, right? Doing that using uh, let's say you have this particular data in a tabular format. Okay, using SQL queries probably a hard thing because you have to write complex queries to analyze your data, right? But having a tool on top of it, so let's say Google Analytics, SimilarWeb, Adobe Analytics, like any web analytics tool, if you can build on top of your data, which is doing exactly the things that you require. I mean, using the UI of the tool itself, you can slice your data, you can analyze it, you can report it, you can visualize it. I mean, it gives you the visualization as well. If you want the line graph, you want the bar graph or something like that, it does for you. I mean, the tool is giving you that particular information. So instead of writing the queries, complex queries, and do a hit and trial, we have, I mean, having a tool on top of your data so that it gives you everything is a easy approach, right? This is my opinion. So yeah, that's what every industry is doing. They are collecting the information. They are getting the subscription of tools, like the digital tools. Probably most of the tools are free, but yeah, if those free tools are not sufficient enough, then businesses are actually getting the subscriptions or getting the paid tools as well. So Adobe Analytics is one of the example, which is a paid tool. It's not free at all. But Google Analytics, yeah, it's a free tool, and at much extent it's a free tool. I mean, it's just limited to the data collection, like how much data you can collect. But yeah, there is no feature limitations of the tool. Um, so yeah, the paid version comes with the more data collection. But yeah, features are available in free as well as paid tool. So when I say free features, I'm talking about those slicing of the data, those segmenting and all those things. So those things are available in free as well as paid tools, right? So we'll be discussing these things in detail in the later slides. But yeah, that's how we run the analysis in any industry. We have data, we build a tool upon it, we run the analysis on those tools. Then let's say uh, let's say if we have some data which is not available or which can't be processed with these tools, right? Then we have some mix of SQL queries as well, and then we integrate those tools like Google Analytics with SQL queries. We can have a separate platform where we will be combining the data from Google Analytics as well as the SQL queries, and then we will be running the analysis over. So those things, I mean, we are following those approaches in any industries, right? So we can have either a easy approach or a hard approach or mix of both the things, right? And then comes the analysis part, actual analysis part, where let's say you have the entire ecosystem ready, you have the hard part ready, you have this easy part ready, and you have the mixed part ready as well. Okay, but what kind of analysis you are running out of it? So those are the two kind of analysis. I mean, qualitative and quantitative analysis you can run on your data. Okay, so most of the time uh, those tools, those business analytics tools, gives you the quantitative data, right? So how many users are coming to my website, right? Uh, what they are doing on my website, like what their behavior on my website, or say app or mweb, right? So what they are doing, how much they are doing, is actually uh, available in all those digital platforms. But those are quantitative information for me. The qualitative information is when I ask questions like why they come to my website, right? What they were looking for. So those things are actually when they came to my website, they didn't leave a mark, or they didn't leave a feedback, right? So I never know why they came to my website, and I will never know what they were actually looking for. Probably they came to my website searching for pencil, and I was selling them battery cells, so they will just leave the website, right? So I'll never know why they came to my website and the information that they were looking for. So those kind of information can be available through probably some surveys, feedback forms, or say my social platforms, where user will be commenting about what they liked, what they didn't like, right? So those kind of things will be available in different platforms. So every business analytics tools is giving you information about what is happening on your website, whereas the qualitative information is available in other platforms like survey tools, or your webinar, probably seminars, webinars, where users are actually interacting with you. And then the third part is your social platforms, right? So those are the platforms where your qualitative information is lying. All you have to do is collect that particular qualitative information, make insight out of it, or say information out of it, integrate it with your quantitative data, and then that's how you can grow, right? You can improve your website as per users feedback, and then that's how you will uh, enhance your business, right? So those are the two approaches you should follow whenever you are running any business analysis, right? The first part is again the I mean knowing the quantitative information is quite easy part, because you already have a ecosystem in place, and it's kind of a boring part actually, because you already have the data, you already have the visualizations and all those things. It's just you have to puke all this information to your stakeholders, right? Remember, you are working with an organization as a digital analyst, or a business analyst, and you have to relay this information to your CEO or the board members, right? So having the quantitative information puke it to the CEO, you are doing good enough. But the actually interesting part is in the second information, why they came to your website. Always look for this particular answer, right? So that's how we should run the business analysis, or say digital analytics. Okay. Now we will go deeper into the Google Analytics part. Okay. So as I mentioned, Google Analytics is a business analyst, or say web analytics tool. But when we say web analytics tool, we are limiting its capability of analyzing or say measuring the apps as well as mobile webs, right? So it's a measurement tool which collects the data from mobile sites and apps, and you can make information out of it. You can run various reports. uh, you can like slice your data easily, and then you can present this particular information in meaningful manner, uh, in any kind of BI tool, or say you can integrate the data with any BI tool, or say I mean, the Google Analytics itself has some reporting capabilities, so you can use either of them, either the in-house capabilities of the tool itself, or you can integrate it with many BI tools like TabView, Power BI, ClickView is there, Data Studio is there, right? So those are the BI tools you can use to integrate the Google Analytics data and present it in a meaningful manner to your stakeholders, right? So why Google Analytics is my favorite because uh, I mean there are many tools available in this field, which is giving you exactly same thing which is what Google Analytics is giving you, right? So I mean, all the features is available in other tools. Like if I compare it with Adobe Analytics, which is the closest competitor of the Google Analytics, I'm not talking about WebEngage or WebTrends, or there are other tools as well. But yeah, the closest competitor is Adobe Analytics. Okay, so why I love Google Analytics? Because first thing, it's a free tool. You don't have to spend a penny. You can just go ahead, have a Gmail account or say Google account, and then I mean those are the two prerequisites. One, you have a website. Second, you have a Google account. That's it. If you have those two things, you are ready to go. You can just implement your Google Analytics platform onto your website, and it will start gathering lots of information without doing anything else, right? So you just have to integrate Google Analytics to your website, and you will get most of the information out of your website, like what was the age group of the user who visited your website, from which city, from which country that particular user visited you, right? And other than that, whether he was a new user or a returning user, right? So all those things are available to you in free of cost. You don't have to spend a single penny. And secondly, the easy setup. As I mentioned, all you have to do is integrate your Google Analytics with your website. When I say integration, I mean there is one script of Google Analytics that you have to place on every page of your website. Okay, which is a 5-minute job for any developer, and that's it. That's the easy setup. I mean, that's the most easiest setup available in entire industry, right? Whereas in Adobe Analytics, it's not free tool. You have to pay, and the amount is too big actually, and it's not very easy. When I say very easy, I mean there is also one script that you have to place, but it doesn't collect the information, the default information which I just mentioned, like age group and all those things. Adobe Analytics doesn't uh, calculate most of the information by default. You have to make some adjustment to your scripts, then only it will be useful for you. Also, the data collection, I mean the data collection is very limited. So in Google Analytics, you have almost 200 custom fields which you can track, actually 400 custom fields which you can track, along with the default things Google Analytics tracking for you. Whereas in Adobe Analytics, you only have 75 things, right? And that too comes with the limitations. I'll not go in deeper, but yeah, the persisting nature of the those custom fields is what makes Google Analytics different. So, for example, you collect the information at the very beginning of the session of a user. Whenever a user is visiting your website, you collected the information about him, and then at the end of the session, when he make a purchase in Google Analytics, you are capable of relating those two pieces of information at the end of the session, what he did, to the information you collected in the beginning of the session, right? But in Adobe Analytics, you have to persist this information. If you want to build a correlation between the first step and the last step, you have to persist this particular information of the first step till the last step, so which is a huge task for any developer or probably any analyst, right? So that's how the complex. I mean, that's where the complexity is. That's why Google Analytics is. I mean, this is what justify why Google Analytics is broadly accepted by the entire industry. Um, I can tell you that 80% of the business are actually running on Google Analytics, whereas 20%, but larger businesses are actually running on Adobe Analytics, right? So that's about Google Analytics. That's about the comparison with of Google Analytics with the Adobe Analytics. Now let's come to the feature, the component analysis, right? I mentioned that those components are like how you have acquired those users, what they are doing on your website, and whether they are fulfilling the mere existence of your website. So every website that exists in the ecosystem has a agenda, right? You want a user to do something on your website, be it a media website, be it a pharmaceutical website, or say information sharing website, be it a lead generation website like Naukri.com, or probably I can take example of tire dekho car dekho.com. So these are lead generation websites. They are not selling anything in actual on the website, but they are just generating some leads, right? You are filling the contact us form there, and then they will call you. So those are the lead generation websites. The other kind of website is e-commerce website, right? When I say information sharing websites, those are media organizations which are just sharing the news to you guys, or the pharmaceutical industry which is giving you uh, information about their drugs. Whatever they are manufacturing, they are giving the information, what kind of molecules, what kind of drugs are available in a particular tablet, or a medicine. So those are kind of information sharing websites. So any kind of industry, which any kind of website that exists, falls under these categories. Either a e-commerce website, a lead generation website, information sharing website, and there is fourth part, which is a social website, right, where you can interact with individuals, right? So those are the four kind of categories. Every website exists in these categories, and every website that exists in these categories have some uh, like agenda with them. So for a media organization, probably my agenda would be the consumption of my content, right? The how much users are actually consuming, how many articles they are reading on my website, probably, right? For our e-commerce websites, definitely the transactions, how much revenue I'm generating from an individual, is what the e-commerce agenda is, right? So every website that exists in the ecosystem, in the internet, has some agenda, has some outcomes. So a tool must give you whether your outcomes are fulfilled or not, whether you are in a win-win situation. When I say win-win situation, uh, like whether your user is happy when he left the website, and whether you got the revenue or not, right? So benefit for both the consumer as well as for business, right? So these are the outcomes. So every this Google Analytics platform is actually giving you the analysis on how you have acquired your users, what marketing channel is working for you, right? So referral, or whether you have run some campaigns, whether those campaigns are working for you or not. A user landed from those campaigns, whether he's what was the behavior of that particular user when he landed on my website, and then whether he fulfilled the outcome, whether he consumed my content or not, whether he transacted or not, right? So these kind of things are available within the platform itself. So it's a complete digital analytics platform which is giving you everything. Then we have useful features like segments. You can build segments. So let's say I want to know, uh, like in 1 month, how many of my users have. Those users who have converted, those users who have generated revenues on my website, what they were doing on my website, what are the products they were looking at, what from which city they are coming in, right? So that I can target better. Uh, Probably I can show those products at the front uh, to the users who are not converting actually, right? So that those non-converting users will start converting, because that's working for me. That's working for me in a sense that those users who have converted are actually interested in all these products, right? So these kind of things are actually available in segments. You can build your segments of a particular audience, you can build your segment based on the behavior, or say acquisition, or say outcome of the website, and then you can analyze their pattern, their behavior on the site, and you can target your non-converting users, or those who are not fulfilling in that particular segment, right? So that feature is available in Google Analytics. Funnels is there. You can have. So what are the steps a user is taking before converting? Right, he went to one step, then second step, then third step, and then completing the transaction. So probably, let's say out of 100 users, only say 20 are following these four steps. Why 80 users are not following these steps? What is stopping them? Right. So analyzing those funnels is very beneficial to change your to modify your website, right? And then the last part is integration. You can integrate, as I mentioned. You can't work on the quantitative data itself. You have to work on the qualitative data as well. So a tool must be capable of integrating with other kind of data, so that you can build the reports out of those integrated data, right? So that's what Google Analytics has the capability. You can integrate it with Search Console. So I mostly work with Google Suites. So yeah, I'll be talking about the Google product. So yeah, Google Analytics is capable of integrating with Search Console, with DFP, with Google Ads. So yeah, you can leverage those particular information, like how many clicks are happening on my campaign, which is available in Google Ads or Google DFP. And when the click happened, after landing on the website, after like clicking on the campaign, once the user landed on the website, what he was doing, and then whether he converted or not. So whether the DFP campaign or the Google Ads campaign is working for me or not. So those kind of integrations is actually very beneficial, and it enables you to analyze more and looking for what's working for you and what's not. Yeah. So that's about it. That's about Google Analytics. Its core features actually, which makes it like distinct from the other analytics tools available in the market. Okay, so yeah, that's it from my side, guys. And yeah, thank you for attending this session. You can, at any point of time, you can reach out to me at this particular ID, which is du.avin90@gmail.com, and here's my number. Right. So, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Vinash. That's a wonderful session. I simply let the time pass and everything went on. So one very quick question. I think we don't have much time for the Q&A, but one question that probably came on the chat was, how has consumer changed post COVID, or I think it's during and pre post during COVID in online business?
Okay. Yep. Interesting question actually. So in the entire industry, we see a spurt in the digital analytics, digital industry actually, because everyone who was running a offline business is now trying to, because their offline business is now shut, or probably due to lockdown. They are not getting too many customers, except the medical stores. But yeah, every other kind of business is kind of not generating that much of revenue. So everyone in these scenarios are actually trying for online business, and even the users like us who don't own a business, we are spending more time on internet right now. So we are looking for, instead of visiting malls, instead of visiting like any shop or say markets, we are now searching for things online, right? So we have seen a huge spurt in industry trends, or say the like user traffic for every industry actually. For media industry, yeah, everyone is consuming more content right now. for e-commerce website, everyone is like purchasing more right now, because yeah, every e-commerce industry is now giving us the contactless less deliveries, right? So yeah, that's how we have the spurt in e-commerce industry as well. And definitely pharmaceutical industry is the one who got most out of it. So they are the one got the most of the revenue, actually most of the revenue share in the industry.
All right. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time, Avinash, and thank you for connecting with us today. That was
Yeah.
all, guys. Thank you for the session. Thank you for connecting
Thank
with
you,
us.
Bye bye.